My name is Okello Vincent. I am the head teacher of Okere Community School. I came here this year in January 2023. I returned home from the city where I was working, that's Kampala City. My hope is that I am part of the process of helping children in this community not to live like I had left to go to Kampala and work, but rather to guide them in creating opportunities and exploring them.
Okere is located about 400 kilometers northeast of Uganda's capital, Kampala. This place was a lifeless internally displaced people's camp during the Lord's Resistance Army conflict that lasted close to 20 years. Most of its own people and those in the entire region at large fled for opportunities elsewhere. Okello himself attended most of his school in Kampala, lived and worked there.
It took me 1 year and a half almost to make a decision to come and work in the village. But as I am here now talking, for sure I cannot regret that I have left Kampala City and I'm now working in the village. When I came back home and I looked at the also education standard here in the village, you see that it is actually low. And now my coming here is to even show my friends that quality education can also be achieved in the where? In the village. And that's why I am now here as a head teacher, ensuring that there is quality education, ensuring that there is a holistic bringing up of a child.
Okello is helping to play a part in building this community that is reimagining sustainable rural futures in education, healthcare, social development and commerce. Built by communal efforts using local materials, the community school boasts an enrollment of over 100 learners, and interestingly, 80% of the teachers here had moved to urban centers but returned to give community children what they sought after miles away. Evelyn Akulo, just like Okello, is one of them and easily relates with the challenges of a community like Okere.
I found it was not all that for me to now stay in Lera because all those which were in Lera are also now in Okere City, so I had to come back home now. I think by moving around as we did, we collected some ideas from other places. Now we have brought all those ideas back home.
The Okere community is privileged that Akulo and Okello returned to serve them. But the rural-urban migration projections are appalling in general on the other side. By 2050, Africa's urban population is expected to nearly triple to a total of over 1.34 billion. At the turn of the century, the percentage of urban inhabitants in Uganda was just 14.79%. In 2023, the number has risen to more than 25%. But what is influencing that?
For as long as someone feels dissatisfied, they will move to an area of satisfaction. All we have to do is build these hospitals, build these schools, set up these banks, give villagers what they need. People will not move. Because these people are actually comfortable where they are. You'll take to them money and they won't want it. They live comfortably until a health problem comes up. Then he remembers, oh, I have to move to Jinja to get this. I have to move to Kampala to get this. So if you bring these services closer to them, there will be no rural-urban migration.
Beyond the education, Okere City is using a 360 approach to bait the rural young into staying at home by improving rural livelihoods. The brainchild Ojok Okello, the literal prodigal son of this village, is modeling the transformation around shea butter. With the abundance of the shea tree, the women here have turned it into a cash cow. Over 300 of them have come together to sell the shea nuts collectively, and each earns on average over 500,000 Uganda shillings annually. The money is saved into a community bank and supports their children in school. Ojok himself had wandered away from home. With expertise from the London School of Economics and experience from the work he has undertaken with international NGOs, he is radically building an empire that is benefiting over 4,000 people. The project features a school, a bank, a hospital, and a versatile community hall that doubles as a movie theater, a church, and even a nightclub.
We aim and we are working towards creating possibilities and opportunities. And when young people flock in masses to cities, they're looking for opportunities and for possibilities to live a better life, to take their children to better schools, to get access to better medical facilities and healthcare, to get jobs. And if we create these opportunities here, we shall significantly curb the rate of young people who are going to cities and to towns.
In the cities like Kampala, young men and women from such rural areas are in petty businesses like riding borders and street food businesses where they make a decent living. But are cities really prepared?
The unemployment rates in the cities are going to soar. The level of access to public goods and services shall dwindle. The rates of pollution in the cities, because when all of us, we are pollutants, and pollution shall increase in the cities. Crime rates and antisocial behaviors shall only increase in the cities, because we know for a fact that the cities are not prepared, even just in infrastructural terms. But we're not just talking about infrastructure here. We're also talking about space, just the availability of space to accommodate, 1 point good billions of people, in the cities, in the future.
In 2022, the government of Uganda rolled out the parish development model to attempt to create job opportunities and improve household incomes. So how does the Okere City model compare?
I feel like already what PDM is doing is to create many Okeres. That is the long-term goal. Empower individuals to get more money so that they're comfortable in their space. They don't have to move. In those small individuals, because they're going to keep setting up small industries from the money they're receiving. As they set up these small industries, they'll later go into little towns and cities.
As the night falls, the drums of their beloved Okeme dance roar and usher in a nightlife in a beautiful blend of a traditional and modern lifestyle. As Okere's tagline, Yamuo Akuo Kodeo goes, indeed the wind of the living is blowing here. The city has been brought to the village. Okere Parish is now Okere City. The hope is that the little ones, now at the Okere Community Primary School, may never be pushed to abandon home for greener pastures, just like Ojok and their teachers.
I would rather even encourage my fellow youth. We have some youth that are earning a lot of money. They are building big buildings in the city. But if they can buy this idea, they would rather come back and have some investment to transform the community.
If there is anything we could do to make sure that opportunities are evenly spread in urban and rural areas, it is the only natural, it's the only organic, and it's the best way to make cities livable.